Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News, Tuesday, January 9th, 2024. Stand up for your country. Well, the best election coverage in the USA continues this evening. Once again, I want to mention we've had a surge of premium members, and I don't exactly know how that's happening. We're trying to track it down. But for the last month, I mean, we knew Christmas that people were given concierge and premium membership as gifts, but now it's way after Christmas and we're still getting this surge. Now, I think it's word of mouth about our election coverage because I pledged to you we will have the best coverage. It's not even going to be close. If you see anybody close to us, I want to know about it. All right? Bill@BillO'Reilly.com. Anyway, we continue our coverage with an overlooked story that should not be overlooked. And it happened yesterday. And it's hello, Michelle Obama. That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. So did you ever hear of this guy, Jay Shetty, Shetty? He's got a podcast on purpose. Now, Jay is an Englishman, former monk, podcaster, life coach, whatever. Okay? And he's got a pretty big following. He sells some books. And Michelle Obama goes on his podcast for 1 hour and 5 minutes. Now, Michelle Obama has nothing to sell. Doesn't have a book, not hanging around with Oprah, not doing anything. She shows up on Jay's podcast. There has got to be a reason why. Michelle Obama is a tough book. Very difficult to get her. She doesn't do anything on whim. It's all calculated. Okay. So she goes on this podcast and she says this. Go.
It's what's going to happen in this next election. I am terrified about what could possibly happen because our leaders matter. Who we select, who speaks for us, who holds that bully pulpit. It affects us in ways that sometimes I think people take for granted. You know, the fact that people think that government, does it really even do anything? And I'm like, oh my God, does government do everything for us? And we cannot take this democracy for granted.
Well, number one, I don't believe the government does everything for us. I think the less government, the better, which is why I'm a traditional guy. But why is Michelle Obama talking about politics and democracy? And I might note that Biden went on Jay Shetty's podcast July 31st last year, 2023. So this guy Shetty's got cachet among Democrats, obviously. Well, here's my analysis, and it's not based on facts, because I don't know why Michelle Obama would take an hour and 5 minutes out of her day, get all dressed up. You saw her. Okay, so that's a couple hours in makeup, hair, all of that. Why would she do that? I can only assume she wants to send a message. Right? Does that make sense to everybody? And the message would be, hello, here I am. Because I know for a fact that Barack and Michelle Obama don't believe Joe Biden will win or should run. Okay. Now, I said on August 14th, 2023, that you should keep your eye on Mrs. Obama. Roll it. Michelle Obama could put together a coalition of minorities and women and liberal men. Nobody could beat her. Michelle Obama knows that. But at this point in history, I can't get any confirmation that she wants to do it. So let's run it down. She's going to be 60 years old if she decides to run. She'll be 60. She's got two grown young girls who are women now. She's got a good education, Princeton, Harvard Law School. She is a fanatical Democrat. Now, I made one mistake in that analysis, but it's a mistake I made because things have changed. I said nobody could beat her. That's not true now. Biden's performance in office has been so disastrous. Prices for essentials are up 17%, more than 10 million foreign nationals running around, 2 wars, one in the Middle East, one in Ukraine. That would reflect on Michelle Obama. She has supported President Biden. So as the situation gets worse for Biden, and it will get even more damaging in the weeks to come, that's attached to her. However, what I stand by is that she could put together this coalition of minorities and liberal women that would be tough to beat, particularly because Donald Trump is so polarizing. Now, the Democratic convention is held on August 19th, this summer, of course, in Chicago, where the Obamas have their 4th mansion. And I don't begrudge them that, by the way. So you got a mansion in D.C., a mansion in Martha's Vineyard, a mansion in Hawaii, and a mansion in Chicago. That's pretty good. And a lot of it's because Michelle Obama made so much money selling books. Okay, so Michelle Obama is not going to run. She's not going to campaign. And if Biden resigns, it'll be late spring, early summer. And then there'll be chaos, but the convention, according to our Constitution, the delegates at the convention can pick anybody they want if Biden resigns for health reasons, which I believe he will. And there's Michelle. Gavin Newsom killed himself, by the way. He's not even close to being in contention because he signed a law giving health care to every undocumented person in California. That's it. Once he did that, that was the death warrant for him. So he's out. And my scenario, I'm not predicting it will happen, but boy, if I had a bet, long shot bet, this is a pretty good bet. Finally, okay? The Republican Party has got to know that Michelle is, and this was just yesterday. That's when that podcast happened. They've got to know this is on the horizon. Very interesting in the weeks to come to see if the Republicans start to scrutinize and criticize Michelle and Barack Obama. Keep your eye on that. And that's the memo. President Obama didn't do anything today. It's Tuesday, so why would he do anything? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, he doesn't do anything, so he doesn't have anything, and I don't even know where he is. I think he's in a White House, but who knows? Nikki Haley. So here's an interesting story, too. This is part of our best election coverage in the USA. So Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, as we reported and everybody else reported, went into the hospital, the ICU unit, that's very serious, and didn't tell his boss, Commander-in-Chief Joe Biden. Okay. So they didn't even mention it to him. This is the Defense Secretary. Have you ever heard of anything like this? So most presidents would fire Lloyd Austin, okay? Because you can't do that. You can't not tell your boss you're in the ICU. Have your wife do it, have the press people do it, whatever. All right. But Nikki Haley, in a town hall on Fox News, she wants Biden to be fired. Roll the tape.
There are so many things wrong with this, but the biggest one that bothers me, when I was at the UN, we knew the intel, we knew the health of everybody in every country. They know what's happening to Secretary Austin. What bothers me is while our adversaries may know, our own president doesn't know.
And Ms. Haley says Biden should be fired, but you can't fire the president. You can impeach him, you can vote him out, but, something like that. Okay. So it is weird, I have to say. Nothing's going to happen to Lloyd Austin. The Biden people, not him himself, because he doesn't address anything like that. But his people have said, no, we're not going to do anything. All right, Iowa, coming up Monday. We will have excellent coverage here on the No Spin News and on our radio affiliates across the country. And then I will appear on News Nation that evening to do the television thing. Okay, so Morning Council poll, Iowa. Next Monday, who do you want? This is only Republican caucus voters, 353 of them. Who do you want? Trump, 58, Haley, 15, DeSantis, 14, Ramaswamy, 10, Christie, 2, Hutchinson, 1. All right, so there's the roster. And I said that there's no way Trump loses in Iowa, and I don't even think Nikki Haley's going to do very well there. I could be wrong about that. DeSantis, I think, will do better than Haley because DeSantis put all his money and everything in Iowa. And this time next week, DeSantis is going to have to say sayonara. It'll be interesting to see if he endorses Trump, DeSantis, because he's going to be out. He can't raise money. It costs a lot of money to do this. And so when he gets waxed in Iowa, that's it. Now, on January 23rd, Tuesday, 2 weeks from today, there's the New Hampshire primary. So the polling here is very weird, very weird. CNN poll, and remember where it's coming from, CNN. Okay? They have Trump 39, Haley 32, Christie 12. DeSantis only 5%. So they have a very tight race. And we explain why. Just to briefly recap, there are a number of Democrats who can vote in the Republican primary. And massive money is going into New Hampshire to get those people to vote for Nikki Haley to embarrass Donald Trump. That's underway. It's happening. But the Boston Globe has a poll, and that's the primary newspaper in New Hampshire, and they got Trump winning 46-26 over Haley. Your safety is important, and I am happy to introduce you to Burna, a self-defense solution that will help keep you and your family safe. Burna offers a powerful non-lethal pistol with tear gas, pepper, irritants, and kinetic projectiles that disable attackers for 30 to 40 minutes. It's all legal in every state, and no background checks are required. And they ship directly to your door, very private. They are American-made in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and are trusted by U.S. government agencies and hundreds of police departments. If you are a gun owner, you need options. Avoid the complexities that come with taking a life and having to defend your freedom in court. And if you're adverse to firearms, Burna is a good alternative solution. So please visit Burna.com/Bill to receive a 10% discount. That's BYRNA.com/Bill. Stay safe with Burna. Okay, let's go to the mail. I hope I'm saying this name of this town correctly. Plaquemine, Louisiana. Okay, it's in Cajun country. Jerry Oldman. Bill, you said it again last night that Nancy Pelosi stopped the National Guard from coming in on January 6th after Trump requested it. For the third time, I have asked you, why hasn't she been subpoenaed to answer for that? Jerry, for the 91st time, I will tell you, no one in the Biden administration is going to do that. And the House committees don't want any publicity about January 6th. It's death for Republicans. So who on earth would subpoena Nancy Pelosi? And she'd say the same thing she said 15 times before. I never got the request. Okay. I'm not yelling at you, Jerry. It was a good question. Elizabeth, Bill, MAGA people are not looking for revenge. We want Trump back because we need him to fix the economy and the chaos overseas. Okay, Elizabeth, I mean, opinions are opinion. If you don't think some MAGA people want revenge on the progressives, okay. Mike Meskimen, Lake Placid, Florida. It doesn't really matter what Joe Biden does or doesn't do. The far left will not allow Joe to quit or any other Democrat to run. No one will serve them better than Joe. But if he's defeated, then everything crumbles. But you're right about he's a willing captive of the progressive left. Bill Taylor, Leaf River, Illinois. Hey, Bill, I have a question that many viewers may have. Why doesn't the Democratic Party have a primary like the GOP? Why isn't anyone running against Biden? Because they don't have the money. You got to have a lot of money to formulate primary challengers to an incumbent president. There's not a Democrat political action committee in the world going to give you money to challenge Biden. It's expensive to run. That's why. Brian Porcaro, Tinley Park, Illinois. Simple question: when and if the economy returns to normal, do you think businesses will lower their prices? Look, some businesses are going to have to. Under Biden, the price for essentials, the cost for essentials of life are up 17%. Now, I myself, as I'm telling you, fairly consistently, I'm not going to the places that are price gouging. And it's not about the money. It's just that I don't think that's right. So I'm not going. Now, if enough people adopt my posture, they'll have to bring their prices down. Look at gas. Gas comes down when the market has more than enough. Comes down. But food, it'll be an interesting thing to see. What's not going to happen is this tinier packages. You'll have to live with them forever. Evelyn McGill, Aurora, Colorado. I used to live in Aurora when I worked at KMGH TV in Denver. I'm 93 years old, a widow, still driving. I pay about $1,800 every 6 months for car insurance. Can you help me get a less expensive policy? This is usually under concierge, Evelyn. But because you are 93 and driving, I am going to give you some good advice. Your policy is expensive, but it's not crazy expensive for your age. I don't know what your driving record is. If you change, you're not going to save much money, if any. Hang tough. Usually I won't answer questions like that on this mail segment for everybody. But those kinds of questions that Evelyn just asked, concierge members get a personal answer from me. All right, we got the big bundle of 13 killing books that's still in play. If you want a great library and read about your country and Jesus and anything you like, there it is. So we hope you consider that. Remember, become a premium or concierge member, you get any book of mine free. Word of the day, do not be a cretin. Cretin. I love that word. When writing to us, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, name and town if you wish to opine. I had to buy my kid a car, and that is a final thought in a moment. Debt. You go to bed and wake up thinking about it. Here is the truth. The system traps you in debt. High interest credit cards and loans make it nearly impossible to pay it off. And insane inflation keeps you stuck paycheck to paycheck. Done with Debt is your lifeline. Done with Debt has a new strategy to help you erase debt faster and easier than you thought. It analyzes all the debt options you qualify for. They know how to reduce bills and cut interest rates. Their skilled staff of negotiators know how to get your debt out of your life without bankruptcy and without a loan. Done with Debt are the experts in brilliant strategies for eliminating debt. Here's how easy they make it. Go to donewithdebt.com. That's donewithdebt.com. Okay, so here's the final thought of the day. My urchin who went to Oxford is back in the USA, and he's going back to college, and he needs a car. And I did very well in Oxford. Couldn't have asked for kids much smarter than I was at that time. Probably smarter than I am now. So I searched around. He told me what kind of car he wanted. I'm not buying him a new car, but pre-owned, just to be used. And I got a whole bunch of different scenarios. But I used my friend who's a car expert, all right, to evaluate each car that we found. They're all the same model because you want a specific model. I'm not going to say what it is, but anyway. I saved $20,000 by taking the time to search for the vehicle. $20,000. And the kid loves the car. It's in great shape. I went and did it, the negotiation myself, which, helps. I'm a little intimidating. But you can save a lot of money by just researching, okay? And don't be desperate. Just patient. That's the final thought of the day. Thank you very much for watching and listening on our radio stations all across the country to the No Spin News. See you again tomorrow. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.